Yeah, that looks about like that. Man, I'm a little parched. Need some hydration. Woo! That came in handy, boy. Oh, right. Time for that again. You know who it is out there. It's Zeus Cruz of Olympian Multimedia, giving you another segment of Get Things Done. As you take a little gander down the lane, you see a little setup right here. As later on today, we're going to be filming a segment for our other video series, Artist Apex. So in this segment, we're just going to give you a quick rundown for those out there aspiring to be videographers. You want to film your personal segments to kind of get the gist of how the setup and the formatting will be so that you can get the most out of your video project or whatever segment that you're trying to film. As you see here with Artist Apex, we're specifically honing in on the whole topic or the theme of literature, authors, ones who's published their works, poetry, short stories. So if you notice here, one of the first things you want to do is to create that theme within your setup. It needs to coincide, whatever your setup is, it needs to coincide with whatever theme that you're trying to bring out within your video segment. As you see, we got the backdrop. It's always a great thing to use backdrops. You could use just walls, maybe just add some solid colors as well. You definitely want to bring some texture into your video segment just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. In this case, we got the books. Just a great setup there. And just to add a little bit more, we have the book library right here. We got the bookshelves with the different types of books on there. Again, just to add a little bit of flair to your video. In turn, you can also add different props as well, as you see here. Made by my better half, Miss Lisa Jackson. We have the nice disc, vinyl disc, labeled with like the different shows, different things that we've done within Olympian. The more personable you make your segment, the better. That's why it's sometimes nice to just add that little touch and just put your own props that you make. But you could pretty much use anything, just to add them little textures here and there. You definitely want to see, as you see on the set, it looks like we got 4 seats set up. That means we're going to have 4 panelists. You definitely want to have the spacing. You don't want it to be overly saturated. You definitely want the spacing in between the people that you're going to have on there. Allow them to go ahead and, feel free to go ahead and express themselves the way they see fit. And just keep everything in frame and condense. Again, you don't want it saturated with too much stuff, but you don't want the angling to be so much that you're adding unwanted things into your frame. You want to keep it honed in, specific on the theme, the subject. What is the purpose of your video? That's what you want to zoom in on. And then obviously part of the preparation, as you see here, you definitely want to have your video equipment set up. Use your different tripods. You can even use things such as these, what allows you to use the frame back and forth to get different angles as well. You turn the knob, it keeps it in place. You definitely want to be prepared and have everything to your advantage within arm's reach. You definitely don't want to be within a video where you have to go look for this, you got to look for that. Definitely, obviously, it goes without saying, charge your stuff. Make sure it's fully charged. Also have an outline of the timing as far as how long your segment is supposed to be, and stick to it. You definitely want to have an outline. You definitely don't want to go in here as you sit here and you're moderating, and then, whoopsie, we just run out of things to say. Or it's a whole bunch of kind of looking around to see what else can I say or do in this situation. you basically want to have all that outline in place, whether you want to memorize it or feel free to have the outline in front of you, or teleprompters, some type of billboard, some type of signs that's sitting in the back skirts that you could kind of use as reference so that you could get your thoughts and kind of keep the flow of the video going. That's the most important thing. Keep the flow going. Any kind of pauses here and there, it's going to quickly allow the viewer to be like kind of tune out and may not be so much interested in watching the rest of your video. So that's it. That's the quick rundown. I'm definitely looking forward to our segment later on. Definitely check it out. It's the next segment for Artist Apex. It's the Authors Roundtable. You got to see the behind the scenes of the setup, how we have the backdrop, how we have the proper setting for the panelists, to add little props and stuff for texture, and to make sure you have all equipment in place so that you're not left hanging as you're filming. And obviously keep an outline on deck so you never run out of things to say. And that's it. So I'm glad you guys tuned in. You know who it is. It's Zeus Cruz of Olympian Multimedia. And the only thing left to say is I can show you. Get things done. So, check you later.